Today on BigCTV episode 11, we review Diablo III for the Xbox 360. We're also going to do a test drive of Madden NFL 25 for the Xbox 360. And we're going to do a soapbox and talk about all the latest news in the entertainment world. All that's next on episode 11. Hello everyone, welcome to BigCTV episode 11. This is the second of our double header where we did two episodes at once just because I was a little bit behind and we had a lot to cover. This episode is a little more interesting. We're going to review Diablo III, which we did our test drive of in the previous episode. We're also going to do a test drive of Madden NFL 25. And we're going to do a soapbox. So 3 features back to back to back, just like 2 episodes back to back. Interesting choices. So here is our video review of Diablo III for the Xbox 360.
None of this makes any sense to me. What am I missing, Uncle? What am I supposed to see?
Demons beware, Diablo 3 has returned. That's right, now your favorite dungeon crawler from the PC days is back on console. There has not been a Diablo game off of the PC since the original was released on the PlayStation. Thankfully, this version of Diablo 3 is a little bit more than just a port of the PC version. In fact, quite a few things have been altered and in many ways improved for the console version. I would personally say that the Xbox 360 version of Diablo 3 is the definitive version. Here are a few reasons why. First of all, the controls have been redesigned for console. They added a few new tricks, including the ability to roll out of the way, which is a nice feature that wasn't in the PC version. The new wheel inventory and spellcasting thing I like a lot. I think it's a great way to change things up, make things a little more interesting. The biggest thing is it controls extremely well on console. Throw in 4 players, same screen, or online, or combination co-op, and you have yourself the definitive couch role-playing game. Dungeon crawlers are always fun to play multiplayer, and Diablo 3 is no exception. It's the best you could expect from a dungeon crawler, with tons of loot, tons of enemies to kill, and tons of action. And of course, you can't get much better than sitting with your buddies on the couch, all with you with controllers, hacking and slashing your way to glory. Diablo 3 is outstanding on consoles, and deserves your attention. If you're a fan of the Diablo series, you probably own this already. Even if you have Diablo 3 on PC, I would get the console version just so you can have more fun multiplayer, because it's worth it. We award Diablo 3 for the Xbox 360 an A. Alright, so next we're going to play some Madden NFL 25. Now I know you may be thinking, oh, it's Madden, it's going to look the same as it always does. It does, but there's some differences, and I want you to see them. So, I'm going to play a quarter of Madden NFL 25. Hello, this is Chris. We are doing a test drive of Madden NFL 25. I know it's Madden, so you think it wouldn't be that different from the previous versions, but this one's actually quite a bit better than the past Maddens, mostly in the presentation, but the gameplay as well. So we're going to take a look at 1 quarter of a game so you can see how different Madden 25 is from the others. And I'm going to show you the whole presentation so you can really get a glimpse of that. So here we go. really cool intros. I am the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and I'm playing their Week 1 game against the New York Jets.
Is set for this matchup between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the New York Jets here at MetLife Stadium.
Now, there are some obviously players who do not play for each team on there. That's because beforehand I did a fantasy draft.
It's the start of a whole new season. There's a sense of renewal in the air and all kinds of hope. And how do you feel about getting the season underway? Jim, this is like Christmas, man. I go down there, open up a present. I have no idea what's inside that box, and that's what the coaches are.
Eli Manning is playing for the New York Jets.
They don't know, but they're going to get some of those answers.
My quarterback is Andy Dalton from the Cincinnati Bengals.
Judge your whole season on realize it's just one game, make the corrections, and move on. Let's check in down on the sidelines with Danielle Bellini.
Thanks, Jim. It's great to be here for what should be another memorable season. As for today's game, it's all about the nerves. Speaking with veterans and rookies alike, they all talked about being amped up for today's game. They know one game doesn't make a season, but guys, they want to start the season off right. And really,
the
what
toss.
that means is walking out of here 1-0
I'll receive
today. Bottom line, guys, this should be a good way to open the season. Back to you.
I'm the away team, but I'm wearing my 1970s creamsicle outfits just because I can. So here we go. Let's start a game of Madden.
Steven Gostowski is readying his team for the kickoff.
With this weird fantasy mix-up team. One player I did retain from the Bucs is Doug Martin, the running back. So he's still on my team. Let's see what I can do.
Second-round pick and Rose Bowl winner, Andy Dalton.
I have some pretty good players. I got Marshall, Brandon Marshall, a few other big-name players. Greg Olsen is the tight end for the Carolina Panthers. 3-yard pass, I'll take it.
Had a wonderful rookie season a year ago. Yeah, Doug Martin had a great rookie year, and I would think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to find more ways to get.
So I have myself a decent team. So now to see how decent of a team I've got against the Jets.
Martin is in the backfield. Second down.
Oh, that hurt.
You got to know if you're going to run the football, you're going to have a lot of short gains. There's going to be a lot of plays that look ugly.
Pass through some of the stuff.
What's coming in the future?
Let's try that one. Let's see. Oh, Cecil Shorts is another one. I have a decent wide receiver core. I'm pretty happy with it.
Here for the defense. 3rd and 4.
Oh, almost intercepted. That was not a good first series. Not a good first series. I don't want to watch that. If I can find a good guarantee, yeah, let's give it a shot.
So early in this game, going for it on 4th down.
I need Olsen to be open.
Dalton still has it after some nifty play action. That's a conversion.
And that's what I wanted, and a lot more. Yay for that. Crap, why am I calling the same play again?
Andy Dalton will be under center. 1st and 10. Dalton's got the football after the play fake. Makes the catch.
Hey, you know what? It works. No huddle. I use Connect to do a no huddle. Because I can. Set hut.
Let's see what they do here. 1st and 10. Play action.
No! Oh, that was terrible.
The 20, the 10. Nobody was going to catch.
That was terrible.
Snickers is the proud sponsor of this.
Oh man.
Defensive replay. When Hunger hits, Snickers.
That sucked.
Well, when you study the offense and you know what they're going to do, you're able to make plays like that.
Well,
you time the interception perfectly, you make the catch.
time for me to make up for that horrible mistake by throwing an interception for a touchdown. You should be ashamed, Andy Dalton. You should be ashamed of that. Stroter. That was a decent return. I'll take it. Okay. Let's try to make up for that terrible mistake. I had a good drive going too until that. Alright.
What a job on the offensive line that time. This running back hit the hole at full speed, and the defense had very little time to react. And that's how he got the secondary.
One thing I like about this one that's really nice is that it seems to control a lot better, especially with running. The running moves are much better in this one than it was in 13. So, plus the presentation is better. So, based on what I've played of it so far, I really like Madden 13, or Madden 25 as opposed to Madden 13. I think it's a better game.
Shorts lined up in the slot. Second down and 4. Dalton's turning to look downfield now.
Shoots. That was a terrible move.
That's what all defensive coordinators love to see.
I'm not having good luck with this.
One of the defensive linemen gets a sack without any blitzing.
Let's see, I need a 10-yard play. Let's go with that, see if I can do it. I have Anquan Bolden.
The Jets lined up in the
hopefully he can get it.
We'll take it from the gun. Challenging the defender.
Nope.
And that ball nearly picked off, but he dropped it. I don't know what was more terrible.
Well, this has been a horrible quarter for you to see because I've done a terrible job with it, but hopefully I can make a comeback. Interception for a touchdown and then a punt.
Amendola from the 16. Gains 15. And here's two-time Super Bowl winning quarterback out of Ole Miss, Eli Manning, taking the field.
Amendola. Oh, Frank Gore.
Frank Gore is in the backfield.
Now I have a good defense, which hasn't really been on the field, so... That was Troy Polamalu with the tackle.
Here's a look at the offensive unit that needs to get off to a strong start today.
Alright guys, come on.
And today's starting lineups have been brought to you by Papa John's Pizza. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's. Throwing now to his left. He's got the
Jeez.
He's back to first. When you're a quarterback going against zone defenses, look for the open space. That's what he did that time. He found it, and it's in there and
Excuse me.
catch.
I'm still getting over a cold.
Eli Manning will take it from the center here. Now first and 10. Wasting no time. Here's the toss to the outside. This linebacking core is the heart and soul of this defensive unit. And Amendola is going to get set in the slot for this snap. 2nd and 5.
Yes!
Quarterback is taken down.
Alright defense, good job. Let's get him again, get the ball back, and hopefully score a touchdown before this quarter's over.
It was quick, it was fast, and they get a sack on the field.
Maybe not.
Take the snap from the shotgun. Reaches out.
Shoot!
And he's tackled at the 54-yard line.
Well, this is going to be a really terrible quarter because I'm probably going to end 7-0 Jets. It's okay, I'll come back. Hopefully. Hopefully. Clearly I need to work on my Madden skills if I'm down 7-0 against the Jets.
Here's the first snap after the big play. 1st and 10. Gore is going to
Boom.
secure the handoff.
Polamalu was like my second pick in the fantasy draft, so...
You come up with that play. That was just a bad play call. The football is at the 38.
And that's the first quarter. Well, it was a terrible showing for me, but it does show off the presentation of Madden 25. So hope you enjoyed this preview. I'm going to keep playing and hopefully it can come back. So thanks for watching. Alright, so that was my poorly played Madden quarter. I did go on to win that game, however. I think it was 34-14 or something. So I did come back and I did get better, but it wasn't as good as it should have been, especially that quarter of my Madden abilities. Anyway, we're going to end this episode with a soapbox, where we talk about all the latest entertainment news. Alright, so for today's soapbox, we're going to talk about a couple topics. First of all, something I mentioned in episode 10, the Xbox One release date. My personal thoughts are it's a mistake. The reason why is because Microsoft needs a boost. They had a lot of negative press after E3. They had a lot of negative press when they kept reversing their decisions. Most people liked those reversals, but not everybody. They needed something to boost confidence, and one way to do that would be to release before the PlayStation 4. But they're not doing that. Instead, they're releasing a week after. I'm not really sure why they made this decision. I'm sure somebody in Microsoft said, you know what, this is the perfect date, let's do it. I don't know who said that or why, but personally, I don't agree with it. I think it's a mistake. I think Microsoft should have released at the beginning of November, or at least the second week in November. It should be at least a week or two ahead of the PlayStation 4 release. So, not a huge fan of that release date, Microsoft. I'm excited that we have one, but I wish it was earlier. So, other two big topics, of course, that I'm sure people have heard way too much about, so I'm just going to give my simple thoughts on them. Ben Affleck as Batman. I don't mind it. Affleck's a great actor. If you've seen Argo, his performance in that is fantastic. He's a very good actor, and those who won't give him any credit, you're shortchanging yourself. I think Affleck has the chance to be an absolutely awesome Batman. So I'm optimistic. We'll see what happens. But in terms of pure casting news, I like Affleck as Batman. I think it's going to be a good choice. Lastly, Miley Cyrus at the VMAs. I don't care. I think Miley has turned into an absolutely despicable person. Just trying to go for shock factor, which is stupid. Other than that, I just don't care. I mean, she's clearly trying to get attention from the world, and it appears to have worked. So if you want to help Miley Cyrus out, stop paying attention to the crazy things she does. That's all I really gotta say. So that's Soapbox. I know it's short and sweet and to the point, but, you know, that's what I figured I'd do. So now we're going to do a recap of our one video review, and then call it a day. We awarded Diablo III for the Xbox 360 an A, because it's not a pure port of the PC version. Many things were redone specifically for console. The controls were magnificent, same-screen multiplayer is awesome, and there's tons of loot. So needless to say, it is the definitive console role-playing Dungeon Keeper experience. Alright, that's going to do it for this episode of BigCTV and Chris. Thanks for watching our double-header 2-episode combination. The next episode should arrive next week, assuming everything goes well, and it will have a test drive of Grand Theft Auto 5. I'm sure you're looking forward to that. Look for that soon. Thanks for watching. Hey, you can't count.